Lord, set me free from selfishness is a prayer that reaches into the deepest layers of the human heart. Selfishness is not always loud or obvious. Often it hides beneath reasonable desires and everyday choices. It can disguise itself as self-protection, ambition, or even efficiency. Yet at its core, selfishness turns our focus inward, placing our own comfort, success, and recognition above love and service. From a young age, we learn to protect what is ours, our time, our resources, our reputation. While healthy boundaries are necessary, selfishness goes further. It asks, "What do I gain?" before it asks, "What is right?" It measures relationships by benefit and evaluates generosity by cost. Over time, this inward posture narrows the heart. It limits compassion and weakens our ability to truly see others. Selfishness can appear in subtle ways, interrupting someone because our opinion feels more important, withholding forgiveness because our pride feels wounded, refusing to help because it inconveniences us. It may show up in envy when others succeed, or in indifference when others suffer. These small patterns, repeated daily, shape the direction of our character. To pray for freedom from selfishness is to acknowledge that we cannot transform ourselves by willpower alone. We may try to act kindly while still clinging to self-centered motives. We may perform generous acts while secretly seeking praise. True freedom requires a change of heart, a shift from self-centered living to love-centered living. Jesus embodied the opposite of selfishness. His life was marked by self-giving love. He served the poor, comforted the broken, and sacrificed himself for the sake of others. His example challenges our natural instincts. In a world that encourages self-promotion and personal advantage, he teaches humility, compassion, and surrender. Freedom from selfishness does not mean neglecting ourselves or denying our needs. It means learning to balance self-care with self-giving. It means recognizing that our lives find deeper meaning when they are shared. When we live only for ourselves, satisfaction remains shallow and temporary. But when we give ourselves in love, we discover a joy that is lasting and profound. Selfishness isolates. It builds invisible walls between us and others. When we constantly prioritize our own interests, relationships become transactional rather than relational. Trust weakens, community suffers. In contrast, generosity builds bridges. It fosters unity, understanding, and mutual respect. A heart freed from selfishness becomes open and attentive. Often, selfishness is rooted in fear, the fear of not having enough, not being valued, or not being secure. We cling to what we have because we doubt there will be more. We protect our status because we fear insignificance. But when we trust in God's provision and love, fear loses its grip. We no longer need to grasp tightly at every advantage. Lord, set me free from selfishness is also a prayer for humility. Humility allows us to recognize that we are part of something greater than ourselves. It reminds us that our gifts are meant to serve others, not elevate our own image. It helps us listen before speaking, give without announcing, and act without demanding credit. Freedom from selfishness requires daily practice. It begins with small choices, choosing patience over irritation, generosity over convenience, understanding over judgment. It means asking, "How can I serve?" instead of "What will I receive?" These small shifts gradually reshape the heart. There will be moments when selfishness resurfaces. Old habits do not disappear instantly. In those moments, we return to prayer. We ask for awareness when self-centered thoughts arise. We seek courage to act differently. We remember that transformation is a journey, not a single decision. A heart freed from selfishness becomes more attentive to suffering. It notices the quiet needs of family, friends, and strangers. It responds with compassion rather than indifference. It celebrates others' success without envy and supports others' growth without competition. This freedom also brings inner peace. Selfishness constantly compares and competes. It fuels anxiety about status and success. But when we release the need to be first or best, we experience rest. We are no longer driven by endless striving. We can rejoice in others' gifts without feeling diminished. Lord, search my heart and reveal where selfishness still hides. Show me the motives behind my actions. Teach me to love sincerely and serve willingly. When I am tempted to prioritize my comfort above what is right, strengthen me to choose love instead. Replace my narrow focus with a generous vision. Help me see people not as obstacles or tools, but as beloved individuals worthy of dignity and care. Give me the grace to share my time, my resources, and my attention without resentment. May my life reflect your self-giving love. Set me free from the chains of self-centeredness so that I may walk in compassion and humility. May my words encourage, my actions serve, and my heart remain open. In this freedom, may I discover the deep joy that comes from loving others more than myself and from living not for personal gain, but for lasting goodness. Amen. Subscribe to the channel to pray and give thanks to God every day.